When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Danielle, good to see you over there. Gary, Robin, good morning. You want to get stuck? Cool, Danielle. Hey, Chezzy, hey, Carmen, good to see you. Gajit, how are you? Good morning. Hello, hello. Hey, Thor, how are you? Good morning. Hey Patrick, good to see you. I can see my YouTube is kind of like buffering. Hopefully that will straighten out in a minute. Hey Brandon, good to see you. Thank you for inviting everybody in. Hey Wayne, Chezzy. Don't know if you can see me. I can see you, Danielle. Don't know if you can see me because it looks like my screen is just spinning over there on YouTube. Does it every morning. Hey Daniel, good to see you. Thank you for retweeting and inviting your followers. Looks like YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Come back. All right. Hey, Alan. Good morning. God in Periscope. There you go, Danielle. Yeah, we see you perfect. Yeah, I was just seeing a buffering screen, so you were seeing something different. Who knows why that does that? Okay, so if you could just retweet this to everybody, invite them on in, and we'll slowly get people in here. Just heard Dr. Shiva for Senate, the real Indian to replace Elizabeth Warren. Wow. Well, now, Elizabeth Warren, she just doesn't want to have to take a DNA test, but, you know, just trust her. She's full-blooded, whatever, Indian. I don't know which kind. Love your commercials on the pet designs. Thank you, Danielle. Yeah, some of the dogs on there. Carmen's dog is on there. Monique's dog is on there. My dog's on there, of course. All right, so as people are coming in, and hopefully we get more in on Thursday, I want to read to you, this is 2 Timothy 4. You enjoyed the article? Great, Chezzy. Thank you. Hey, Dawn, good morning. I charge you, therefore, believe God and before God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who will judge the living and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word. Be ready in season and out of season. Convince, rebuke, exhort with all long-suffering and teaching. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires, because they have itching ears, they will heap up for themselves teachers, and they will turn their ears away from the truth, and be turned aside to fables. But you be watchful in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, fulfill your ministry. Wow, I say we're already there. Hey, Teresa. It's not what's coming. It is already here. So, hey, Gregoria. Good morning. Hey, Marianne. Good to see you. I had a couple of people, hey, Noel, well, several people approach me and have over time and said that I needed to start a Patreon account. So I did. You just go to patreon.com. Look up Susan Knowles and you will find me. And if you could look down at the tiers of over on the right hand side about what you know, the monthly pledge that I'm seeking, and if you look at it and you could think of other things that you would like to see added on there, or things that you would like to see different, whatever, let me know. You can either comment there, you can DM me, or you can send me an email at susan@susanknowles.com. Hey, Lori, and let me know. Now, there's no obligation, of course. I hope you know that. No obligation at all to contribute to the Patreon account. But if you would like to, that would be great. I would like to do some improvements on the show. Eventually would like to, start doing other things with the show. And that requires, financing. Just being honest. Hey, Brad, how are you? Good morning. Good morning, my Sue, and the girls will be leaving shortly into town, going ready to the port. I'll call you when I'm over there and send pics. Love your products much. Thank you, Gisette, so much. Gisette's going on a vacation for a little while, so that'll be great for her. Awesome, Susan, and you. I am great. Thank you. Good to see you. So much going on. Yesterday was my day off, as you guys know. I usually take Wednesdays off, but I came on twice yesterday. It takes money to fight the trolls. It does, Brandon. And I would like to do some, different things too. Hopefully there'll be some trips maybe in the future to meet up with you guys. Whether I do it with this show or with Bill, or we combine it all, whatever the case may be. But I would like to be able to do that. I would like to get better equipment. I would like to be able to, perhaps on some of these shows bring Bill on the show sometimes, or have my other show running and bring Bill on Periscope. So we want to make a lot of improvements, want to do a lot of things, and unfortunately, that requires financing. So the Trump card trumps it all. Absolutely. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about Cohen, because I want to say a couple of more things. How's everybody ready to just step it up? Yep, that's right, Carmen. What is everybody thinking and feeling right now about Cohen and the president and things that are going on? I was curious about our national debt. We haven't heard anything about it. I looked it up. Since Trump took office, our national debt has decreased $102 billion, Dawn said. Gidget says, I think it's a nothing burger. Not worried at all. Can't trust anyone, Daniel said. Cohen is a dirtbag. Cohen betrayed Trump's trust. Means nothing in my life. Move on, Marianne said. Here's the thing. And I want to talk about this. First of all, Cohen is a dirtbag. Not because of what he just did, but he's a dirtbag. I mean, he's a sleazy guy. You can kind of tell just by, I don't know, everything about him. Lori says, I don't think it's good. If I were Cohen, here's what I would be thinking right now. That I was tricked, that I was duped, that I was used by Hillary Clinton's friend, Lanny Davis. You must have been pressured to do this stuff. Brandon said, this isn't going to go away. Now, it's not, Brad, because they're going to be continuing to use this throughout 2018 and 2020. That's what they want to do. Now, the thing that they won't tell you is, and they won't remind you of, and I'll remind you of it now because it's important to be able to have your talking points, is that pretense for impeachment. Absolutely, Brad. Cohen is sleazy like, no. Scoop Dog, if you're in here and you want to down, dish on Trump, you're in the wrong scope. Well, I'm going to get to that, Chezzy. First of all, let me just tell you. Former President Obama basically had a campaign finance violation in which he paid $375,000 in a penalty. Bob Dole had a campaign finance violation. He paid money on it as well. You may remember John Edwards, who paid money from I think it was from his actual campaign. You can offer a differing opinion, Scoop, but this is my scope. Let me give you the scoop, Scope. This is my scope, okay? So if you want to have a scope and you want to diss on President Trump all day, go for it. I promise you I won't come in there and diss on your candidate. So, you can have a differing opinion, but this is a pro-Trump scope. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So John Edwards was even indicted, and nothing happened to him as well. Hey, Lee, good to see you. So as the theme is, they involved worse than that. They were probably out and out trying to steal things, and that's why they got caught. But anyway, walk away. So knowing all of that, nothing happened to them. The theme lately is, let's go after the Republicans, and the Democrats, we're not going to even go after them. We've got Hillary Clinton and the DNC, her campaign paid for dirt to get information to go against Trump. So one, that he wouldn't be elected, and two, number two, that he wouldn't be elected, and if he was, they would have information to use against him. So here's some potential corruption: the Hillary Clinton campaign, the DNC, the FBI, and the DOJ, and perhaps we talked about the other day, the Defense Department, who were all working together and not in hopes of not getting Trump elected and or getting him out if he was elected. We're tired of standing down. Trump has taught us, well, no more true resistance. The thing of it is, we should have gotten a special counsel a long time ago to go after all of these people. It was a takedown, and it's still going on, Brad, as you know. Trump needs to stick with Jay Sekulow. I think he is, Daniel, but Jay Sekulow is not a very good person for going out in front of the camera. And we found that. So he needs somebody that can go out and sort of speak for him. Now, let's see. Yes, bring Pastor Bill on. He's a ball of fun and so anointed. You make a great team. Praying for that. People will sow into his. It's a God thing. Yes, just that. Absolutely. So here's the thing. If I were Cohen, because I think Lanny Davis used him in order to help Hillary, in order to continue to bring down the president. And here's why I say that. There's a very real possibility that this campaign finance that he pled guilty to isn't even a crime at all. There may not have been a crime committed at all. That's not been shown. That's not been proven. That's only speculation. That's only talk on the Democrat side that there is a campaign finance violation. We don't know that. Number two, as I said yesterday, you're supposed to be an attorney who's representing a client. If you're sitting there and your client brings something up that you feel may possibly be a campaign finance violation, you need to advise your client not to do it. Now, here's what he's saying happened, it sounds like. That we were talking about a campaign finance violation and we knew it was fraudulent. He directed me to do it and I went and did it. Okay. So, number one, you can't make somebody commit a crime. So he had a choice of going and doing it or not. Again, if hypothetically this were somewhere down the line deemed a crime. Hey, Barbara, now, why does he want there to be a crime? Why did his attorney have him plead guilty to something that may not be a crime? Okay, here's why. Because if there was a crime being discussed, there's no attorney-client privilege. It's gone. Hey, Chicago Pops. And they can bring out all kinds of information to show that this was fraudulent. The president knew it was fraudulent. He told him to do it. It was fraudulent. They all were in it together. It was fraudulent. On and on and on. Now, again, if I were Cohen, and I was waking up to the fact that, I wonder if my attorney set me up so that it would benefit Hillary and continue to carry out their plan of taking down the president. And I would have to be saying to myself, you know what? I think I was the patsy or the stooge in this case, and I'm gonna try to do something about it. And if I were him, what I would do is that I would try to go and get that part of the plea agreement reversed. Yeah, but Barbara, that doesn't really have anything to do necessarily with where the money came from. It's who paid and stuff like that. Alan Dershowitz kind of explained that it had to do more with if President Trump had paid for it himself out of his own money, probably would be no campaign finance discussion. But because it was paid by the attorney and then paid back by Trump, there could be a campaign violation discussion. There's more to come from Cohen, all bad, but none of it involves Russia. Absolutely, Brad. And here's the thing, too. They had him say a candidate for, federal candidate or whatever, candidate for federal office, made me do it. They had him say that. And again, why did they do that? Because number one, they wanted to make sure that you understood that it was Trump, that who he was fingering. And as an attorney, he didn't want to give up the name of his client because that's unethical. Well, here's the thing. That guy is going to get his bar license taken away from him. Probably 99% chance of that happening, okay? So pretty soon he's going to have nothing to worry about because he's a slime ball. We have to learn to say don't care. Exactly. And while this is happening, again, Michael Cohen take a plea deal, or did he just plead guilty? He took up a plea deal, and basically it was, that he was guilty. So he gets 3 to 5 years for that. But he needs to get that part of it reversed. He really does, because it's called ineffective counsel, legal counsel. What he needs to also do is sue his legal counsel for malpractice, because he was given probably the wrong advice. I would go in and try to prove that to the court. I would also try to get malpractice. He's going to need the money. His wife and his children are going to need the money. Hey, Jules. So I would take that approach. But they wanted him, also when he said the candidate running for federal office, he was very careful. Okay, Jules. He was very careful not to use Donald Trump's name. And why is that? Because he doesn't want to be sued for defamation. Cohen will never practice law again. No. And I was listening to some people the other day, and they said the law school that he went to was an absolute joke. It's like the absolute worst law school you could ever go to. He will do 3+ years, then get a book deal. So obey the left. I doubt he'll even do 3 years in prison, Chicago Pops, because it's a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. There's that attorney, Alan Dershowitz, said on Fox News this morning that Lanny Davis is all wrong and will debate him at any time. Yeah. Lanny Davis, I'm telling you, this is Judicial Watch, white collar prison. Yep. Judicial Watch found 5 more emails from Hillary Clinton. And one of those emails was like as recently as 2016, somewhere around in there, where he says to Hillary, "Oh, you're looking younger every time I see you." Okay, we already know he's a liar by that statement. But the guy is, I'm telling you, is carrying out the agenda. What's his GoFundMe up to? I have no idea. The funny thing is, I guess Lanny Davis was on some show and he was trying to get people to donate to the legal fund of Michael Cohen. And what happened was, I guess he gave the wrong address or whatever, and it went to the Trump campaign, re-election campaign. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Cully. So I think that's hilarious that it went to the Trump re-election campaign. But who knows why that happened. But anyway, Judicial Watch needs to teach Sessions how to run the Justice Department. Yeah, Gidget. And, here's the thing. The entire DOJ is being run by Rod Rosenstein. I don't know, I keep talking to people about Jeff Sessions, and they always tell me, well, trust the plan. Trust the plan. He's doing stuff behind the scenes. Well, okay, I talked about this yesterday. The only plan I trust is God's plan. So I don't trust anybody else's plan. And I don't trust the fact that I don't see Jeff Sessions I don't see him doing anything. I see Rod Rosenstein running the show. I see Rod Rosenstein allowing Mueller to go and do anything that he wants to do. And the reason he's allowing him to do anything he wants to do, it takes the attention off of him. Rod Rosenstein, as you remember, was one of those people that signed that FISA agreement, or FISA application, sorry, to get a FISA warrant. And he should have known what he was signing. And he should have known when he was signing it that he didn't tell the court about the Steele dossier and all the other crap that we're not even talking about. True Sessions hurting. Yep, can't do his job. Can't lead from behind. I know. Exactly. I honestly don't know what he's doing. Tacky that Lanny Davis asked for people to donate to the GoFundMe account. No, it wasn't up yet, and someone quickly brought the name, so it would go to Trump campaign. That's great, Don. They need to leave our president alone. He's a great man. Yeah, Darlene, they won't do that. They're not going to do that. See, the left, here's the plan. Here, you want to trust the plan? Let me tell you what the plan is. Here's the plan that the left has always had. They didn't want Donald Trump elected. They knew that once he was elected, we better change the plan, and we better do everything to get him out. I think Trump is shielded by God. For how long? I don't know, Gadget. I don't know. But anyway, so now that they have this new thing, so they're going to have, every time something happens, they have this new thing to go after the president. And remember when Q was saying trust the plan, Mueller is helping Trump drain the swamp. Well, okay, that should tell you right there the plan didn't go according to plan, because Mueller's not helping Trump drain the swamp. If you've noticed that anybody else, anybody who's been indicted, anybody who's in trouble, not only Dems, establishment, rhinos in on it too, absolutely, but it's only the Republicans who are getting indicted or who are going to jail or whatever. It's not the Democrats. Why doesn't Mueller open up an investigation into the DNC or Hillary Clinton? Because he's protecting them. He's part of all of it. Abolish Obamacare and build the wall, please, Mr. President. Absolutely, Brandon. And he may have to, and I hate to say this, but he may have to wait till John McCain is out of office before he's able to do that. Everybody's saying Q is a fraud, NCAA. Hilarious that the GoFundMe page went to Trump's site. I know, Nikolai. I think that's the best ever. Pray for our president and his administration. You should be praying for the president and the administration every single day, and probably twice a day, because there's so much evil that is surrounding him and trying to take him down. I honestly, without God with his hand on Trump, he wouldn't be able to handle this. Exactly, Gajit. Q was hijacked or was never real. Hey, Susan, any Friday afternoon news yet? They drop on the weekends. I know. I don't know, Jerry. Just trust the plan. So, anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to say about Cohen and Manafort. I was listening to Jack Posobiec's friend who was doing a scope, I guess, yesterday. He honestly did have a good plan. Pray for Hawaii, absolutely. It's about a category 4, I think. McCain is like that butt wart that just won't go away. That's right, Brad. You take it off and it comes back. Take it off and it comes back. But anyway, yeah, Will. Will was saying, pardon everybody. Just pardon everybody. Pardon Manafort, Flynn, Cohen, pardon Hillary, pardon, anybody, Strzok, anybody involved. Pardon them all. Now, of course, nobody wants to hear that because everybody wants Hillary to go to jail. It's not going to happen. Yes, we want her to go to jail. It's not going to happen. We don't even have an investigation going. And I'm telling you, somewhere along the line, what's going on? Yeah, pray for JD. There's a hurricane headed towards the Big Island. Don't the Democrats know we can terrorize them if they get power? No, Pamela, they don't know that because we don't typically do things like that. So, no, they're not worried about that at all. I forget where I was in the conversation. But anyway, well, we can. Yeah, well, we can, but we're not going to probably. But anyway, we never fight back. You're right, Brad, we don't. You're right, best for the country, pardon all. Yes, pardon, there you go. And that's what he's saying. Just pardon everybody ahead of time. You can pardon people that have not been convicted of a crime, and let's move on. We're having an investigation, supposedly, by the DOJ, the IG of the DOJ, and they're going to come out and say what their findings are. I don't have much hope in the DOJ or in the IG. If he pardons the Democrats like Strzok, it will empower them. But what it'll do, Tom, is put a level playing field. There won't be anybody to go after. There won't be anything to do. There won't be any accusations, and we can move on. Posobiec said to pardon and to fire Rosenstein and Sessions. Pardon them, get rid of Rosenstein, get rid of Sessions. I never did the things the left are doing while Obama was in the office. Exactly. True, no hope in the IG, Daniel said. Yeah, and I know the DOJ is a problem, and so is the FBI. The DOJ is still as corrupt as ever, and again, Sessions isn't doing his job. He's not leading the DOJ. Rosenstein's leading the DOJ, and he's giving hands off and carte blanche to Mueller to do anything and everything he wants to do. And as you may have seen, one of the jurors came out yesterday from the Manafort trial and said, we would have gotten 18 counts, but for one person that was a holdout. And she said, yeah, you have more faith in the Flint water. But she said, that basically there was one holdout. We were wondering also why we needed the DOJ, Mueller's team to come after Manafort. This could have been something taken care of by, the IRS. We need someone to hit hard and hit fast and the left hand spin. Yes, we do. But we don't have anybody, Barbara. We don't have anybody. We don't have anybody who's willing to do it. If anybody tries to do it, they're shut down. They really don't go after the Dems for their wrongdoings. Nope, most of the jurors were Dems, Dawn said. And it sounds like maybe one person on there was a Trump supporter and was a real holdout, and that's why they didn't get 18 counts. So, that's the way it goes. And I was listening to Hannity the other night, and Rosaside's very powerful man in the deep state. Only Trump can deal with him. It's coming. I hope so, Gajit. Good for her. Yeah. Yes, that is true. When I was listening, Hannity mentioned something about a two-tier legal system. Who's our key batter in this game? I don't see anyone stepping up. We don't have anybody, Jerry. We don't. What will people do if Trump is taken out and just give up? Pamela, I think that might lead to civil war. I really do. I hope not, but I think if that happens, people would take to the streets. I really do. But, yeah, Pamela said she'd fight. We just don't have any heavy hitters. Trump is playing all bases. Yeah. We have Pence. Pence is a good guy, but he's not a heavy hitter, I don't think, like Trump. I'm sick of this evil. I know, Pamela. I will fight, Barbara said. Yes, they would march straight to Washington. Susan, I heard President Trump has documents that he can release, but it's waiting for the right time. Who said that, Danielle? Buy more bullets. Wayne said, if Trump pardons everybody, they will still not let him go. It's true, but he's probably, as president, he could probably pardon himself. We are fighting Satan. We are fighting Satan. We absolutely are. That's why we need to continue to every day be in the Word. Every single day. But I think, President Trump knows that about the problems in the DOJ. And I guess Republicans have been trying to get the information. Yes, love you all. Thank you, Pamela. Been trying to get the information. Ainsley even mentioned it in her interview with President Trump. But we must fight. Trying to get information from the DOJ in regards to how they came after Trump during the campaign and for the Hillary Clinton emails. And, of course, they haven't been able to get that information because our DOJ will not turn that information over to the Republicans. And President Trump is saying, I didn't want to come and get involved in it before, but I may have to. And he's saying I may have to force the DOJ to turn the documents over. Yeah, McCarthy in California, I think, I want Jim Jordan. That's who I want for Speaker of the House. I want Ryan gone quickly because I think that he's doing a lot of obstruction, as usual. According to what Ben Shapiro said, it would lead to civil war. Yeah, Dawn said, it's not easy to overthrow globalists and the deep state, is it? Nope. And it's like somebody said, and let me get back to what I was saying with Hannity. Hannity was saying there was a two-tier justice. I don't believe that. What he meant was, there's one set of rules for the Republicans and one set for the Democrats. There's not a two-tier justice because justice means you get something. There's a one tier. The one tier is Republicans go to jail and get convicted and go to jail, and Democrats go free. That's not two tiers. That's one tier. That's justice and injustice. That's what we have. Hey, Renee. And that's what's happening. So let's talk about some other news as well. I wrote an article at SusanKnowles.com in regards to Warren and Cuomo and what they're up to. Hey, Kim, how are you? Kim, right? Or Carol? Carol. Oh, Kim is your daughter. Carol is who you are. Law should not be a complicated thing, but it is because it's man-made. Or Dems get to obstruct and eliminate evidence. Yep, Carol. Okay. See, I remembered both, Carol. I mean, that's pretty good. I remember both. So get that article at Susan Knowles. Oh, Kelly. Ugh. I tried. article at SusanKnowles.com on Cuomo and on Warren. Now, here's the thing, kind of what's in my article as well. Thank you for putting up the Patreon. You know what? I don't think that Patreon, if you go there, if it will necessarily get to the right page, but just go to patreon.com and look up in the search bar Susan Knowles. Okay, so in Minnesota, an illegal alien is charged with, thank you, is charged with stabbing his ex-girlfriend multiple times and then slashing his own throat. Unfortunately, she's the only one that died. He was deported in 2012 because of a DUI convictions and domestic violence against this woman. No, that's the right. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Chelsea. There's one that just shows my picture, and then the other one shows the entire page. So I don't know what that other one was that just shows my picture. That wasn't the right one. So he was deported in 2012, and he came back in illegally, and then allegedly he killed this woman, stabbing her multiple times. And what I went on to say, what the article's about, is that people like Warren and Cuomo, they ignore that. They ignore illegal aliens. No, that wasn't Molly. I'm not talking about Molly. I'm talking about a new woman whose last name was Garcia. I can't pronounce her first name. I don't have it in front of me, but it was Garcia. So there's another one. That was one that's happened in Minnesota. And so yesterday, as you probably know, Elizabeth Warren comes on and they talk about, you know, don't we need to have stronger rules now since Molly Tibbetts died and was killed allegedly by an illegal alien in the United States illegally. And, yeah, add him to the chain gang to build a wall. Good idea, Brandon. So, and Minnesota's full of illegals and refugees, yeah. So Elizabeth says, well, you know, I'm really sorry. I, you know, extend my condolences to the family. She did do that. But then she basically goes on and says, hey, Lisa, I need to, I need people need to go on and look at important things, important issues. As if Molly Tibbetts' death was an important issue. And what does she do? She starts going in and talking about how mamas were separated from their babies down at the border. Well, Elizabeth, mamas was separated from their babies when murder occurs, and murder's not temporary, murder's permanent, Elizabeth. So get that through your head. And then Cuomo, what does he do? Oh, for the 8th time, he pardons another illegal right before they are getting deported, saying, oh, you know, he already did his time. He's not a danger or threat to society, and he's been here for 30 years, and he ought to stay here. They whine about 2A after shooting, but could care less about the illegal crime epidemic. I know. They could care less about Molly Tibbetts. Molly Tibbetts was permanently taken away from her mama and daddy, permanently, by somebody who's like, oh gosh, I guess I just blanked out. Somebody who they were saying doesn't fit their story. Exactly. Somebody was saying that the car wasn't registered in his name, and now they're finding out he used a fake name. So, and they're also saying that E-Verify wasn't used. Yeah, you can't make their new base mad. I'm so angry today I have no words. The left is insane, Robin said. They are insane. Josette said what Elizabeth Warren said about Molly Tibbetts. Juan Williams echoed that same thing. Wicked. Yes, I heard about that case as well in Minnesota. Powerful video. Yep. I saw her video with Lizzie Warren, grits teeth. She makes me want to slap the teetotal dumbness out of her. I know. You know, again, when you watch these people speak, I have no idea if her mom and dad voted Republican or not, but when you hear these people speak, you just have to take a deep breath and know that this is evil speaking. Hey, Tom. Hey, Big Al. And that's what it is. It's absolute evil. Do they care that innocent people are being killed? No, they don't care. Kids at the border are fed, taught, have indoor plumbing, clothes, and a nice bed and air conditioning. Exactly, Barbara. I dislike it when the left groups legal immigrants. They lump legal immigrants with illegals. They call them undocumented. No, they're now some are here illegally. And another thing for Elizabeth, she's talking about is separating mamas and babies down at the border. But for the fact that these people, the guy in Minnesota and the guy in Ohio, weren't here illegally, people would still be alive. SB 174 California illegals can now run for local office. Yeah. No, they're criminals. They broke the law. Exactly. And I think we should never have made a distinction about who we were going to pick up by ICE and the Border Patrol. If things were so bad at home, it would be great to me. My kid was in good shape. They are all not workers. Yeah. But anybody, I think you should be deported the minute you illegally cross into the border. Period. That should be it. And we made a distinction between those people that criminally crossed the into the border and those that broke another law while they were here. It's one and the same. You break a law coming in, and you break another law. That's strike two. Isn't SB 174 unconstitutional? No, because it's not a federal election. They can't vote in the federal election. And they have babies here so they can stay. Exactly, Brandon. That woman whose husband was, when she was on her way to get her, her C-section, her husband was in the country illegally. She's going to probably get to stay. She's got 5 kids, 5 anchor babies now in the United States. So if you guys could, it looks like people dumped out on us a little bit here. If you could retweet this, we're at the halfway point. Probably somebody else's scope started up and they had to go. I don't know. Mexico wanted him back for murder. That's right. They drag their kids across the desert in big trucks, sleeping on top of the heat. And also give them, Barbara, give them birth control pills because they're pretty sure they're going to get raped along the way. What does that say for a parent who would do that to their child? Put them in harm's way. It is abuse, but it's okay because it's mamas and their babies coming across into the United States. Now, in other news, many sold their kids. That's right. There were 8 bodies discovered on the streets of Cancun. The left always tries to appease the base, even if it's wrong. Absolutely. Sold into human trafficking. That's what happened when Obama. Remember when Obama put them out on the street? They were turned over to pedophiles, and they were also sold into sex trafficking. But we don't talk about that anymore because, you see, Obama's no longer president. That's what we're always told when we bring up that argument. Yes, there were 8 bodies. 2 were dismembered and put in plastic bags. There's been an uptick in violence there since April. And in April, 14 murders were reported in 36 hours. Just offer more free stuff and break the laws to do it. Exactly. Are you guys getting dumped out and frozen out or something like that? I see people going out and backing in, and it looks like people are getting maybe dumped out when they're trying to comment sometimes. And that pinhead professor who referred to Molly Tibbetts as the girl had to apologize, well, kinda on Twitter, heartless. Yeah, absolutely heartless. That was a professor from Fordham University. Yeah, don't go to Cancun. Good video and audio here. Wayne said perfect. Hey, Renee. Renee's back. Yeah, so you may not want to go to Cancun, just saying. You keep getting kicked off, Lee said. I don't understand what's happening with Periscope. I got blipped into another scope. That's weird, Tom. Many left when you mentioned illegals. Yep. Nope. But where did all go? What's on tele? Well, probably who's on Periscope is where everybody went. I don't know what just happened. It just got kicked off. Wow. I was wrong about your Patreon. They didn't make it easy. Yeah, there's the link to it. Yeah, they didn't make it easy. I have no idea what that other page is with just my face on it. But if you go to Patreon, you will just go to Patreon, search at bar Susan Knowles. How did you get flipped into another Periscope, Lynn? What happened there? I don't know how people are getting flipped out of one Periscope into another. They are shadow banning everywhere. I know, that's true. But how do you get flipped out of my Periscope into somebody else's Periscope? Now that's bizarre. Very coincidental, yeah. I don't have any idea. Totally. Whose Periscope did you get flipped into, Lynn? I was listening, trying to find your Patreon. Darlene's on Periscope. I want to know whose Periscope did you get flipped into? Oh, accidentally swiped out. Wayne did. It just went into a scope about tearing the monument down. That is bizarre. Wow, Tom. Really strange. Mitt Romney basically tweeted out yesterday, Alex Jones. How strange is that? Dilly is where they went. Yeah, everybody likes to go over there for whatever. Anyway, so the last 24 hours, he said, the last 24 hours confirms my faith in the justice system. Confirms the conduct of highly placed individuals with both dishonorable and illegal. But no mention of the injustices done in investigating Hillary. I guess he's okay with that. Sex box can kick you out of scopes. Weird, Chessie. I haven't seen any maybe one or two sex box. Mitt Romney needs to get out of politics. Another McCain. He is. And the bad thing is, we may have to vote him in order to, keep the numbers that we need in the House and the Senate, just because he's Republican. So that would be good. I've already reported 4. Great, Chessie. No Periscope notification, Lynn said. Yeah. Yeah, so, that confirms his faith in the justice system. Does it confirm his faith in the justice system to not see crimes go and be reported? Let's see. Barbara said, well, you and Dilly have most viewers of a bunch of stuff on right now. Okay. I stopped listening to Filet. Too many potty mouth, and he said if we didn't like to just leave. Oh, I guess you're meaning Dilly, I guess. Renee said, Mitt needs to... Oh, I lost that one. Mitt needs to just move to Cayman Islands where all of his money is parked, Brandon said. Good one. When is the last time McCain even made a statement? Lori, I have no idea. It's been months. But it's funny. Every bill coming up, he is co-sponsoring bills. So if you're not even in Washington, D.C., why is your name on bills? If you're not even being seen anywhere near the Capitol, why is your name on a bill? Yeah, silly, stupid autocrat. Okay, no problem, Renee. Lindsey Graham just made a state or request that Trump does not need to pardon Manafort. Lindsey Graham needs to shut it up. His aides are writing for him. Yep, his wife is groomed to take his place. I wrote an article about that, Gajit. Yeah, I know. That's the rumor anyway. Don't know if it'll happen. I think she has to be appointed by the governor. That would be Governor Ducey. And Governor Ducey right now, he's got, the other concern is, again, let me just tell you this, if you guys haven't heard this before. The Democrat running against Ducey in Arizona, his name is, I think it's David Garcia. And I know Lindsey Graham has been posting some more making sense lately. Anyway, David Garcia, who calls himself a national education expert, was heard saying on a tape when asked, would you be okay with allowing a 13-year-old to get an abortion without the consent of her parents? And he said, yes, I would be okay with that. So, there again, you got to get out and vote Republican. And Garcia wants open borders. Of course, Danielle. Of course, he's a Democrat. And remind yourself, that's a good reminder for everybody. If you don't vote Republican, I don't care if you like them or not, and the Democrats get in power, you are going to have open borders. You're going to have open borders, and that's what we would have had with Hillary. There wouldn't be a discussion about illegals. They would all be welcome in this country, every single one of them. Now, the Attorney General in New Mexico is looking to see if he can challenge the judge's order to allow those arrested defendants to be let go. The ones that had the 11 children, trying to teach them how to shoot up schools, and the ones where the little boy was, 3-year-old, was found dead. King's brain must be in a jar tied to a computer, God forgive me. Gajit said, look at Eurozone as a case study. Yep, very scary. So the AG in New Mexico, let's pray that he finds a way to keep those defendants in jail, because the judge's order was to let them go until time for trial, which is insane. I can't even imagine that. California won't let kids decide what they want to drink, but will let them pick their sex. And not only that, Tom, but they will let them go and have an abortion at age 12 without their parents' consent as well. Cartels run Mexico. You better believe it. Sad, Renee said, yeah. Also, New York State has subpoenaed Cohen and the Trump Foundation probe. Now, what do they want to do with this? I'll tell you what this all boils down to. Crazy 100%, yes. What it all boils down to. Santa Barbara is banning straws, but handing out syringes. Well, there you go, Gidget. And after a while, maybe you should drink through the syringes, and that'll solve the problem. You won't even need to ask for a straw. So the subpoena is they want to find out if Trump took money from the Trump Foundation and used it towards his campaign, because they're going to say, you know, you used a lot of money, you used your own money. I mean, I don't know what would be illegal about all that, but anyway, and they want to find out if he used the Trump Foundation money for that. And also, I guess Lanny Davis had said, would Cohen even know that? Maybe if he was involved in doing something with it, if he set it up or whatever. President Trump said this morning that he didn't. Yeah, and I believe him. But here's what they want to do, Daniel. Let me just tell you why this is happening. The subpoena, Lanny Davis said that his client had information of interest to both the state and federal prosecutors, and that's why they're going after President Trump in the Trump Foundation. What they want to get to is, number one, they want to get his tax returns released. That's what they want. They want to get that released. Everybody wants to know, we want to see his taxes, and that's what they're trying to do. And so they want to get those tax returns, and then I think the other thing they want to find out if there's some other criminal things, criminal issues that they can go after him for there. Teresa joined back, and again, nobody's looking into the Clinton Foundation, but supposedly there's a lawsuit. There's another law, and I haven't heard too much about this, but the AG in, I believe it's New York, filed a lawsuit against President Trump, alleging that Trump illegally tapped his Trump Foundation to settle legal disputes, help his campaign for president, and pay for personal business expenses. They're seeking $2.8 million in restitution and other unspecified penalties. Findings were referred to the Federal Election Commission and the IRS for further action. My signal is bad right now in the mountains, Teresa said. $1 a year. Come on, people. I know. Exactly. But again, part of the deep state, these people will go after him for anything. McCain could be in a coma for all we know, and someone else speaking for him. That's true. The presidency was run that way at one point, Robin. Trump doesn't want it to stop. It keeps us on his toes. Need to wait. Second term, he'll have more flexibility. He had more to lose than to gain. Absolutely. You know, Brandon, I wonder if he asks himself every day, what the hell was I thinking when I became president? Why would I put myself through this stuff at age 72? Was it really worth it? And he gets no respect. He works all the time. And still it's not enough. That we have right now, let's see, where did I write this down? The unemployment benefits filing. Budget girls are troll. Do you think he will resign? President Trump? No. No. Unemployment benefits filing fell for a third week and remain near the lowest in almost 5 decades. He loves it for such a time as this. Yes. McCain has always been in a rhino coma. That's right, Tom. Yeah, President Trump, he's not going to resign. He loves the country. He's doing this for the country and doing this for his children and his grandchildren. That's why he's doing it. Trump will resign when Hillary is in jail, which will be never. Exactly. But are you hearing anything about unemployment benefits being down? Have you heard anything about, lowest in almost 5 decades? Not a peep. Trump is a fighter, Coley, absolutely. The Republicans won't support him. Well, the rhinos won't support him, Renee, but they never have. Trump loves the fight. It's a challenge to him, Tom said. I mean, the rhinos didn't support President Trump when he was candidate Trump. Hey, Joey. So what's going to change now? Nothing. Food stamp use has gone down too. I know, Renee. The lowest unemployment for African Americans ever. Well, Hillary in jail would be a war or two, so that's why he ignores her. Yep. And that's why Will's suggestion of just pardoning everybody and moving on would be great. And pardon himself and move on. Rhino's loving the economy right now, though. Yep. Doesn't Trump have a separate website with his accomplishments? What is it? I don't know. I just go to the .gov one, and I don't know what else. If anybody else knows of a website with everything he's done, is he really ignoring her though? Renee, I don't think they're going to go after her. I really don't. You're fired.com. That would be great. It would be nice, but are we going to get to a point where they just say, we've had enough of this? We're still litigating 2016. We don't need the press to kiss Trump's rear end, just report the truth. And you remember when, she destroyed herself, the Saudis might, when the IG report came out before, basically it was absolutely ridiculous. It's saying, they found no bias with Peter Strzok, but if they did, that's okay because the prosecutors it didn't affect them, which was all crap. Are you kidding me? Just the truth, Jack, just the truth, Barbara said. I don't think the IG wanted to implicate anybody in the DOJ or the FBI. Facts hurt the left's feelings. Want their money back. I'm with her, exactly. I don't think they will go after her either, Dawn said. Nope, it was a legal double talk. Tom said, I have discussions all the time about Trump's past, or he's no Christian. But, Renee, why have those discussions? I mean, they really are pointless. But the truth, you could not handle the truth. Yep. When people want to talk like that or whatever, why even do that? Susan, thanks for reporting the truth. We don't have too many of you. Thanks, Josie. I'm with continuing to make America great. Yes. I respond with, I have no way of knowing his heart. I can't challenge his past or mine. And why should you, Renee? Why is it anybody's business? When those people are talking to you about Trump's, whether he's a Christian, whether he was in the past, tell them to take the sty out of their own eye first, and then you can have a conversation. Or change the conversation to Obama. I can only go with what he's doing in office. Yeah. Go to Obama. Why did we have prayer rugs? Why did we do all that? Want Obama to not have been born here and that proven, Barbara said. And that, let's see, everyone has a past and that should be where it stays as a Christian, Don said. Yep, Dan Bongino says, new rules, we don't care. Tom, we didn't care before. I don't think we cared before. I don't care, and I've said this 1,000 times, I don't care that President Trump may have had sex with those two women before he came into office. That's none of my business. That's his wife and God's business. And how many more times, there were rumors about Obama when he was growing up having sex with, and I won't say who or what sex, but we didn't talk about that. That was never brought up. So why are you bringing up President Trump? And that's what you should ask people. Oprah Winfrey has a page called, yep, we talked about that yesterday, Josette, Shout Your Abortion, having women to share their abortions on her page. Says it's good, it's a freedom, how demonic, yep. Before, during, and after for Clinton, exactly. Exactly. If they're Christian, I always ask how they got put in a position to judge, Renee said. Yep. Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah, and that's the thing. As I've said to you before, if Trump is having sex in the Oval Office and he's having an affair right now, I want to know. And it is my business because he's the president. I feel sorry for Melania watching all this. Yeah, Lee, but you know what? Let me just tell you something. Melania knew about his past before she married him. He had affairs on his previous wives. It's just old, the same to and fro. Exactly. Get your red pills today, cure TTS. Exactly, Brandon. And it's a distraction, Renee, when they're having that discussion. It's a distraction. You know, ask them, let's just say this, which is, as a Christian, and I doubt they're very much that they're Christians, Renee, but let's say, as a Christian, you should say, which is more important to you? Having had sex and cheated on your wife, or promoting, believing in, and supporting partial birth abortion? Ask them that question. True is still not nice to see, though. Yep, true. My last discussion was about Melania leaving him. It's insane what they believe. Oprah has a page on her website for positive experience in abortion. Yeah, it's called Shout Your Abortion. Trump is a new creation, born again. Absolutely, Daniel. Again, if God could use Saul, he can use Trump. And if God could use David, Brandon, God can use Trump. If God could use you and me, Brandon, God can use anybody else. So, you know, that whole discussion and Christians having that discussion, again, take the sty out of your own eye before you start talking and judging everybody else. Oprah is a Satanist. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. I think she is thick-skinned. She can handle it. About Melania, Don said, yep. Wow, what's positive about killing a baby? Nothing. Chessie, nothing at all. Chelsea said, our economy boom is from abortions. Yep. I thought she was a Scientologist. I have no idea what Oprah is. But I know that Chelsea Clinton, from what I've seen, wears a cross that's upside down. So, but again, you know, you're sitting there and you're talking about, I mean, God looks at everything as the same equals sin. You know, whether it's you're cheating on your wife or you're over here promoting partial birth abortion. But as a human being, for me, the partial birth abortion would be far worse than cheating on your wife. I'm not for either one, but if I had to go vote for somebody, I'd vote for the guy who cheated on his wife before he took office, rather than the guy who took office and promoted partial birth abortion before he took office and after. That's just me. There you go. Chelsea Clinton is a future criminal. Tom, she may have already been a criminal in regards to the Clinton Foundation, but that's something we'll never know about because we won't investigate that either. And guess what? If you ever did, they would protect her with everything they had, and all the powerful people that they had would protect her. Any Israeli news, other than the fact that things are going well in Israel, been kind of peaceful lately, Brandon, and that Netanyahu is the first prime minister, I believe, of Israel to ever go to Lithuania. Obama has a foundation too. Yes, he does. And the Palestinians aren't really helping towards getting a peace agreement together. So that's that type of thing. The other news is that with Iran, Iran threatens military strikes against the U.S. and Israel after Trump administration unveiled a plan for the pressure campaign on Iran. He wants them to change their behavior across the Middle East, which we knew. And he's going to, thinking about, and probably will do this in the later fall, more sanctions against Iran's oil industry. And if you're talking again about who, Ezekiel 38 and 39, the players are Russia, Iran, and Turkey, the three main players. And all of them are hurting financially due to sanctions from the United States. Did you see Laura Loomer confront lady running for governor position with ties to PLO? I didn't see it, but I heard she's also, that woman grabbed her phone allegedly, and so Loomer went and filed for assault and battery charges. Yep, the hour has gone by really fastly. Thanks so much for coming, and see you guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, OFA sedition against the present government, Barbara said. Let's see, Nikolai said Hillary must have a lot of dirt or other Democrats to get away with everything that she has done. Yes, Nikolai. Wearing an upside down cross or laying down cross is an unbeliever or someone that thinks they can undo all the Christ has done. That's a Clinton for you, thinking they are above God. Absolutely. While all three could go after Israel anytime. Yes, and when that time comes, they will go in after Israel, and they will take other people with them as well. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. We will see you back here. Thank you, Gary. Back here again tomorrow. Until then, God bless. Take care. All right, everybody on YouTube, take care. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.